Most of all, I want to thank Joe Nelson, not only because he's such a great introducer. I told him I'm going to take him on the road. He was so good. But also because Joe represents, I think, so much about what's right in America, but also what's happened in America. You know, Joe was the former president of Local 238, which is the glass molders, pottery, plastics, and allied workers. And he worked at the Kokomo sanitary pottery plant. Joe and a couple of hundred of his co-workers lost their jobs late last year when their employer had to close down due to competition overseas from places like Mexico. But Joe didn't just lose his job. He was just telling me that he now has about 1 month left on his health insurance. He lost his home to foreclosure. It put enormous strains on his family life. And you know, for him to share that story, as proud as Joe is, and having worked at a plant for 22 years, I think is an indication of what's happening all across this country. And so, Joe's story is not unique. Last September, auto workers at a suffering Delphi plant in Milwaukee were offered bonuses to transfer to the Delphi plant here in Kokomo. A few months later, the Delphi plant here in Kokomo laid off 55 workers. Many of the same workers who had uprooted themselves to move their families down to this town. Company knew better. For employees at Delphi, Chrysler, and other manufacturers in town, there's a constant worry about the possibility of pay cuts and layoffs and plant closings. You can't negotiate over anything except trying to keep the health care that you've already got. Unemployment here in Kokomo recently hit over 7%, outpacing the rest of the state and the rest of the country. Families here in Howard County are making over $6,000 less per year than the typical American family. Kokomo's population has been declining over the last few years, and over 4,000 jobs have been lost in Kokomo since the start of the Bush administration, with manufacturing jobs especially hard hit. People ask me sometimes why I decided to run for president. They say, you know, you're a relatively young man. Why are you running so soon? You can afford to wait. And I had to explain to them that I'm not running because of some long-held ambition or because I think it's somehow owed to me. I'm running because of places like Kokomo. I'm running because behind the statistics, there are families who, like Joe, are seeing their jobs shipped overseas, are losing their health care, are unable to keep their homes, can't save for retirement, can't send their kids to college. These are human stories that you hear all across America, in every state and in every city and in every town and every county.